What up, TikTok? Okay, let's bring it up. Let's get this out of here and we will get started. TikTok, if you, anybody on TikTok, if you just throw me a live, that would be, all right, chat, that'd be so good. Just so I can confirm I'm seeing your chat here. I'm sure. Wait a minute, here we go. Okay, I'm sure you get asked this every stream, but are you still opening a banh mi shop? I've been thinking a lot about this. And it's been, I'm trying, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Been going through a lot of thoughts with the new situation, with the new studio. Where do I want to put my work? What do I think is the most effective way to use my labor, build a brand, do what I want to do, and kind of also confirming with myself, what do I want to do, you know? And my wife and I were really talking, and yeah, we're gonna do it. So for a while I thought maybe I would just do a few pop-ups out of the house and sell the banh mi's. But we're gonna really go for it. The problem is just getting the timing of it. Figuring out the order first. So I have a new show concept. I have 2 show concepts that I want to move forward with. So there is gonna be some restructuring going on with stream timing and the content that's being produced from the studio itself. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been watching a lot of old Food Network content. I've been watching a ton of it. So I'm getting, kind of visualizing what sort of show do I actually want to produce from this place. And so we're gonna lock that in. We're probably gonna start streaming that Sunday nights. I think Sunday at 7 p.m. is when we're gonna start this new show concept. And basically it's gonna be like an old school Yan Can Cook, Essence of Emerald sort of vibe, where we're gonna bang out 3 dishes in about an hour. And that means that we need to have a lot of prep. That means that we got like the magic of TV, where we demo a chicken and then we have a chicken ready to go in the oven, roasted up. So it's gonna be a big show, big production, a lot of work for me to do it. But I think that's gonna be really cool. So we're gonna start doing that, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. I gotta talk to Tang. Tang and I gotta talk and plan this out, and we gotta get caught up with all the old videos that we made. So we gotta get those finished editing, and then we'll move forward with the new show. And then the banh mi shop will come after that too. I'm excited. I would like to sell banh mi's in Vietnam. I think it'd be a cool thing to do. Be something to put on the checklist. You shouldn't announce anything. Hannibal Lamb, not announcing. There you go. Chad, what is the cost of financial freedom? I don't know. That's different for every person. I can't say. Yeah, that's too hard of a question. Depends on who you are, where you live, and what your goals are. But I guess to me, financial freedom would be when I don't have to go work for somebody else anymore. So that's kind of up to you at what point you make that happen. Okay. All right. Oops. If I could just, anybody on TikTok, if you could just throw a comment, just let me make sure I can see comments from TikTok before I move forward. That would be my one thing I would like to confirm. It seems like it's working. Gabagoon, yeah, I agree. And it's really just about finding what I want to do too, what I think is going to be exciting. I think that'd be cool. I watched a video of yours 4 years ago. It was with the boys making pickled carrots and daikon. JD was a cute baby. Can the boys still Asian squat? Of course they can. They can always Asian squat. They got it in them. Okay, so for today, we are making kind of like a deli meat or a lunch meat kind of vibe. I've been missing sandwiches. I've been missing turkey, cold cut kind of thing. And that's really expensive in Vietnam. It's very expensive to get turkey. Very, very expensive to get turkey in Vietnam, and I want it. I've been missing it, so I've been thinking about doing a variation of that with chicken for a long time. Today we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and then we're also gonna use the chicken sausage that we're making to make a quick little breakfast as well. So, should be cool. Hopefully it works out. I meant for financial freedom. I don't know what you mean. Chad, what is the cost of financial freedom? What is the cost for financial freedom? I don't know what you mean by that. But let's get started. Okay. We tracking? No, you're not tracking me. Come on over. Okay, so the game plan today is to get some chicken breast, blend it until it's like a puree, make it in some sort of log, and then steam it. And then we should have like a big sausagey thing, right? That then we can then slice on a meat slicer and get thin shavings like you would have with turkey. Yeah, that's the plan. Shouldn't be that hard. You were promised tacos, Hannibal, and things went down the last couple days. I bought all my taco stuff. We didn't get to stream the other day, and then I used it all. And I've been craving this chicken. I want to make it. Okay, so I put the chicken breast. I wrote everything down too. I got 1,600 grams of chicken breast. I put it in the freezer. I cut it small. I put it in the freezer. We're trying to get it as cold as possible. Anytime you're trying to make some of this pureed meat or some sort of sausage type thing, you want to make an emulsion of some kind with meat, it's always good to work as cold as possible. So I got this nice and cold. Oh, probably should be recording the audio. There we go. All right, let's do it. I got the food processor. Okay. Okay. So because this is going to be using for lunch meat, I don't want to make it too strongly flavored. So like, of course I could go really aggressive in any sort of flavoring direction I want, but I'm making a lot. I got almost 4 pounds of chicken here. I think more than that. This is 1.6 kilos. Oh yeah, it's about 3 pounds of chicken. And, you know, we're gonna be eating this for the next 3 or 4 days on sandwiches. So I don't wanna make the flavor too aggressive. Pretty simple. Chicken, salt, little pepper probably. I do have some onion. So before we started the stream, I have some onion that I diced and I just cooked in some chicken fat just until it's softened. And then I cooled that down as well because I didn't want to add the hot onion into our chicken mixture. So we'll go ahead and add our chicken into the food processor. Let's see if it's strong enough to handle this much chicken. Oh, that's a lot of chicken. I hope we're going to be okay. We'll add our onion in. Okay, let's keep that there. Let's do some salt. Has anyone ever spit out something you cooked? I don't think so. I can't remember. I think that probably would have left a mark on me if that ever happened. No. That'd be a little bit brutal. All right, let's do salt in here. Pull that out. I'll do a little fish sauce. Could you remake the Bumbo Ahoy video now that you have a professional kitchen? Yes. Yes, for sure. Yeah, and I think that'll be something cool to pull off in this the new style I want to try. You know, I was watching Yen cook on yesterday for quite a while. Yen cook is awesome. Martin Yen is awesome. And I'm blown away by old school cooking content on Food Network, where they have, it's a 30-minute show, minus commercials is 23 minutes. And in 23 minutes, they demoed 3 dishes. Like, it's unbelievable. You get one complete dish, commercial break, complete dish, commercial break, complete dish again. There's so much going on in that sort of video. It's interesting. It was definitely interesting to watch it. It was cool to see how it was done and really pay attention to how they shoot it, what cameras, how many camera angles. You know, now that I've been doing this for so long, I'm very aware. How many cameras are they using? What angles are they getting? You know, they have the face shot. They got an angle shot. Do they have another overhead shot? What are they doing? Are they incorporating guests? Are they not incorporating guests? And do I like that? So I was trying to watch them a lot and really pay attention to things I liked, things I didn't, things I want to probably try myself here in a live sort of concept. I think it'd be really cool. Okay, what do we got? Oh, let's throw some. Okay, I got some fried garlic. We can throw that in here. I'll take a little bit, not too much. Again, I don't want this to be crazy strong flavored. I put some MSG in, by the way, too. I didn't say that. That is an intense amount of chicken. I agree. But if I'm gonna make this, if I'm gonna get this food processor dirty, I want to make a lot, and I want to make enough for, you know, the family to really make a big sandwich loaded up. And we're gonna use this to make a little breakfast sandwich today too. So with this, most of this I'm gonna make the sausage that I'm talking about, this sort of lunch meat vibe. And a little bit of it, I'm gonna make little sausages today for breakfast. And we're going white pepper. This might be it. We might just try to keep this really simple. Oh, I wanna put a little flour, I forgot. So because this is going to be rolled with plastic wrap and steamed, there will be moisture. And as the chicken cooks, it will release moisture as well. So I want to try to hold that moisture inside the sausage and also not get it so, so loose, so wet. You know, I know the water's going to come out. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour to keep it tight and absorb the flour as it comes out, or absorb the water rather. I could use any starch. I could use flour, I could use rice flour. Really anything will work. And I guess, well, I thought I was going to use rice flour, but I don't see it right away. So let's use the flour. And I'm just talking a little bit. Probably for this whole thing, 2 tablespoons, something like that. I'm not trying to make a meatloaf. I still really want to have the texture of the meat itself. Okay. All right, let's buzz this, see how this works out. Hopefully this beautiful ninja can handle it. Here we go. Let's try. And now with this game, I can blend it to the point, the tighter I blend it, or rather the smoother I blend it, the more firm of a sausage I'm gonna get. So that's great. And with this particular thing, I'd rather over blend it than under blend it. If I made it like this, where it's sort of ground meat texture, it just wouldn't be a firm sausage. And it would kind of break apart. It'd be more like burger texture. So I'm trying to get this fine where it's a paste. If I can have a little bit of chunk in there, I'll take it, but I'd rather go pretty fine. Oh, and this is handling this well. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, it's slowing down. Please work, honey. If Yan can cook, so can you. I was watching so much Food Network, old school cooking content. And Yan Can Cook is one of the best. I think one of the best, one of the GOATs in the game. He's so good, he's funny, he's fast, his knife skills are on point, and he just keeps it moving. And I think it was really good too because he demoed food to the Western audience that they've never seen or they had no concept of how to prepare it. So that was really cool. I was trying to find some old school emerald. It was hard to find like essence of emerald. It's mostly just like emerald live. I wanted to see old school emerald. If you guys watched old school cooking content, what was your favorite shows? What was the best? All right, I'm going to try to keep this going. I'm a little worried about this food processor. She sure sounds like she's struggling. All right, let's take some of this out because it's getting scary for me. I don't want to burn this motor. So maybe I'll take half of this out where it's at this point, and the rest of it, I'll blend it hard, and then I'll recombine it. Actually, maybe this is all right. I'm just looking at it. It looks pretty smooth. It's definitely gonna shape itself. All right, let's go with this. We'll try it here. Okay, take that off, boom. Take this off. Okay, we'll get this out of here. Chad, I'm in DC right now. I want to visit Philly this weekend. Can you recommend me some good eats? Yeah, you should go too. You should definitely get a cheesesteak, that's for sure. I mean, I think that's the obvious one. And my go-to was John's Roast Pork. I think John's Roast Pork was always a top tier cheesesteak. I think it's D'Angelo's is like the new one that I haven't tried yet that everyone says is fantastic. Tony Luke's is great too. If you go to Tony Luke's, I would get sharp provolone. That's my favorite there. And then in terms of restaurants, I would go to Forsythia. Forsythia, amazing chef there. I love the chef there. I'd also try Chef Adam Diltz's restaurant. What's his restaurant called? Frick, I forget his restaurant. Chef Adam Diltz. Adamdiltz. I will remember his name. I'll remember the restaurant in a second. But he does Pennsylvania Dutch food. So like old school Pennsylvania cuisine. Philadelphia cuisine. So I just think that's hyper interesting to me. I really like that. I think that's really cool. But yeah, and at Forsythia, Chef Chris Kearse, he's a beast. He's a beast. He's one of the best. I've worked with him for a while, side by side, and he's amazing. I believe Adam Diltz's restaurant is called Townsend, I think. Okay, so we're gonna start wrapping this chicken. We're gonna see what happens here. Do you ever include pork floss in your dishes? I do. I like it. I like it a lot. My kids like it a lot. It's not always, I wouldn't say I use it all the time, but it's always here. I always have it. And I think it's a cool ingredient. It does cool things. I like the salt. Nico, I was a sucker for Ina Garten and Barefoot Contessa. Yes, I understand that. I was looking at Ina, or Barefoot Contessa too, and hers is cool too. Her vibes is much more mellow, you know, very, very chill. Martin Yanish is like, here we go, let's do it. So I like that vibe too. And then I was looking at Good Eats. I saw somebody was mentioning Good Eats. Good Eats was good, yes. Japanese Iron Chef was the best. That was my favorite. That I can get a little bit inspired by that, but I can't handle that yet. Maybe the next studio I can get 2 stoves. And then Good Eats I was watching too. Good Eats is just a lot of production. So it's like hard for me to imagine how to do that live. But Good Eats, I think everyone loved Good Eats so much. And I was looking at even David Rosenbaum. That was really old school Food Network. It was interesting to see that. What kind of sandwiches are you thinking of making with this chicken? I have little buns that I made earlier. And I want to dip them in egg and fry them, kind of like a little French toast. And then we'll do this little sausage and then a little cheese. So it'll be kind of like a Monte Cristo. I like that style. All right, so we got our chicken sausage made. Where's my red thing? Let's try it like this. All right, and I got some plastic wrap. Over here, I already have a steamer going. So this pot is hot and it's steaming. So you could boil this sausage or you can steam it. We're gonna try to steam it. Hopefully, when you boil it, especially when I'm wrapping in a plastic wrap like I'm doing right now, there's a chance that water gets in. So I'm hoping with the steaming effect, we won't have such a risk of it getting waterlogged. And maybe I'll make, that seems like a good size. Let's try to get one big ass one. Can I fit it? Yeah, I can fit it. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. So we're gonna do 2 plastic wraps. And because this is gonna be a big boy, we're gonna have to do a couple layers of plastic. So if you've never used plastic wrap to wrap anything, it's such a cool technique. Very valuable, very helpful. Uh-oh, I got a little wind messing my plastic wrap up. Let me get that red thing. All right, let me just move the board. All right, so here's a little tip. If you are going to try to do this sort of wrapping technique with plastic wrap, it's always a good idea. Oh, I got a little piece of plastic in there. Of the silicone. Okay, that knife is sharp. Forget that. It's always a good idea to wet your surface down. The plastic wrap will stick to the wet surface. So I got my table clear, and I got a wet towel, and we'll wipe the wet towel down. If you put a little bit of water on your surface, the plastic wrap will stick even if you have a little bit of wind blowing your way. Stove is here. Okay. Yeah, Julia Child was top tier. Pretty hard to beat Julia. But I was trying to think of all the old school chefs. Like cause I was trying to search them up. And I was struggling to think about all the shows I used to watch when I was a kid. I remember How to Boil Water. That was a kind of a fun one. Great Chefs of the World was another good one. All right, so you can see now that with this water on the table, this plastic wrap sticks so much better. And I'm going to do one more down the middle. Because this is going to be a really big log. I want to make it pretty strong so it can hold up to that. Okay. All right, so let's get this in here. I think I'm going to put a glove on. I'm going to be touching this, and I want to shape this well. When you're doing this kind of thing, it's always good to try to shape it as much as possible before you wrap it with the plastic wrap. It'll just make it easier for you. Okay. Let's get our big blade out. Okay. I'm just going to think about how much do I want for breakfast today, and the rest we'll sausage up. So that's going to be plenty for breakfast. Okay, so we'll take this. I'm going to try to spread it out in a log form. And I know that as I tighten this up, as I wrap it, it's going to get shorter and fatter. So I can make it a little bit longer and a little bit thinner than I think than I ultimately want it to be. Okay, let's call it there. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to take my gloves off. Get this down. And when you're doing this, the most important roll is your first roll. However tight you make this first part is going to be how tight the actual wrap will be. Okay? So, this part's going over, and I want to bring this back as tight as I can. And then this is the little edge is right here, and the big part is you want to fold that over and make that seam tight. That's going to determine the actual size of the roll or the log itself. So this is going to come over. Okay. Now we're rolling. Okay. We got our big boy. We kind of pinch off a side. And then I'm going to start wrapping. I'm just going to grab the things, grab the edges, pinch them a little bit, and push forward. Push forward. This is a little bit wet at the moment now, so I can dry this off at this point. It'll just help it roll better. Okay, now we're going to keep pushing. And you can see the log is getting nice. I'm a little concerned about the strength of this plastic, so I can keep going another layer. Like, don't be afraid to put more layers, especially when you're working with a big one like this, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on the plastic wrap. So at this point, I have a nice shape. I know that I am safe from cross-contamination. This is completely covered. So I'm going to go ahead and get another layer. All right, let's do that. It looks good, right? We're going to make it even nicer, even tighter. And I want to make this as tight as I possibly can, because I need it to be structurally sound, and I need to get the air out of it. If I do it loosey, if I don't do it super tight, if I don't remove the air, the sausage won't be that firm. And I'll have risk that when I slice it, it's gonna like break apart. And that would not be cool. I wouldn't like that. Especially if I'm putting this effort in. I wanna make it nice, and I wanna make it be able to be super sliceable on my meat slicer. Back in the middle, and I always just put, usually I don't do logs this big. This is a huge log. It's very rare I would do something this big. So basically exactly the same process. We already have our form and our shape, so we're gonna go through and give us another layer. Okay, now we have enough strength on this, we can work it hard. And it's like as I push forward, the ends get really thick because the plastic keeps doubling up on itself. So I'll just kind of let go, re-pinch, and start again for a few more wraps. And there it is, very, very thick, now hard to work with. I'll let it go, re-pinch my sides, bring it together again. Okay, same. Okay, we're getting there. So next, at some point, there's only a certain amount you can twist it because the air gets tied up in there. And I can see little pockets. And I want to try to get this as smooth as I possibly can. So the next thing we're going to do is get a board out so I can comfortably roll without getting my station all chickened up. And I'm going to take a chopstick or a toothpick or something and just poke a few holes in. Especially where I can see like a little pocket of air, because we want to release air. Okay, let's try there. And then we should be able to tighten it even more. Just keeping the same process going here. Definitely harder to, if I wasn't concerned about cross-contamination, it's much easier to roll on the table than it is the cutting board. I would just keep going with that and then clean the table. But I like to try to keep it clean, especially on the live. It's hard to clean up in the middle. Okay, so we keep twisting. Now when we have air pockets, it's easier to, or whether we have air holes, it's easier to get it tighter. Okay. And because we have so much plastic around this, that the plastic still has strength, so it doesn't pop. It sucks when you get this far. When you start doing this, you get really far, and then you just over twist, and the plastic can't hold, and then it all pops out. You got to restart. It's happened many a times. Okay, so let's try to tie one end. We're gonna do one end, twist it. And once we have one end tied, it's hard to tie so much plastic. Okay, then we can really start tightening. So then we'll just kind of twist. And now we know we have like a back wall. This back wall isn't gonna go anywhere. So this is how we're gonna get it super tight. And I'm kind of pushing forward. I'm letting the slack go on this and then remaking it, retwisting. And the sausage is getting tighter and tighter. I can try to shovel it down a little bit. and then relock it. And I'm just trying to work this as hard as I can, really, until I feel like I can't go anymore, until I'm really scared, until I'm satisfied with how it looks, or I'm really scared the plastic can't handle anymore. But I have enough layers on here. I feel pretty good about it. If you're doing this, sometimes you can really feel like, oh crap, there's weakness in that part because that was where a seam was or whatever. And then you might need to restop, or don't be afraid to put another layer on. Okay. See, I can just keeps getting tighter. It's getting smaller. Let's get some more air out. You know, and as we turn, there's more air pockets coming out, and we want to make sure we give them a place to escape. If this was more finely ground, I'd be a little bit less concerned about getting it ultra tight, but I can still see texture throughout it. So I want to make sure I get this as tight as I can. So I have, hopefully we'll be able to get this on the meat slicer and get super nice slices. And it should look like that ultra cheap lunch meat, that like pre-sliced lunch meat. You get like the plastic container all ready to go. What's that thing? Could I think of it? Fresh Deli, is that what it was? At like Walmart? Because this is like a loaf. This is like a chicken loaf or a turkey loaf. And actually, oh, I got a loaf of bread on bacon today. We could have this for tonight for dinner. That'd be great. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to call this a day. So I'm getting my final twist. Try to get an even shape. This side's a little fatter than that side, so I'm just trying to work it down. But I think this is pretty cool. Everywhere I see a hole, everywhere I see a bubble rather, I'm going to poke and let that air come out so we can make it smooth. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Let's tie this. Feels pretty good. Wow, so thick. Okay, so next we got our sausage. It's firm. Hold on, it's almost there. Pull through. Don't be stubborn. There we go. All right, to make it nice, I'm going to trim my edges because it's always good to stay clean. But we do have holes in here, right? So if we cook this like this, liquid will leach out. If we were poaching this or boiling it, liquid would go in. That would not be ideal. So we're going to do one more layer. I can feel the flour already doing its job though, because if I didn't put flour in, this would be really juicy on the outside. Right? There is holes in here, so there should be liquid coming out, but the flour is absorbing that liquid well. All right. Put this here, I guess, on the stove. This, I can't do that on a cutting board now. With the plastic wrap, it doesn't stick on a cutting board. All right, so let's do the plastic wrap back down. That was a bad one. Wet plastic wrap again, or wet board again. So we're doing one more layer to just seal up those holes. We don't need to tighten it at all. We just need to cover those holes up. That's not even that necessary, especially in the steaming process. But I'm just going to do it, because I'd rather try to keep it nice. Hold in that liquid. Okay, so we can do one more. And again, this is just, I'm going to just roll it tight, but I'm not worried about actually like tying it or anything. Roll it like that. Give me one more this way. We should be good to go. This is going to go into our steamer that is already hot, right on top. And it's going to steam for a long time. I would say it's probably going to take at least an hour. At least an hour. I'm pretty comfortable. I think I'll be able to feel and determine when it's done. But you could temp it to. If you want to temp it to 165 and let it rest, that would be perfectly fine. So that's going to happen. We're going to use that. I'm going to cook it, then I'm going to chill it completely, and then slice it on a meat slicer. So that's not going to be finished today, but we're going to finish this. We're going to utilize the rest of it today to make our little sandwiches. Let me just get a nice hand washing before we get started with this. And I'll definitely make sure that we record the sandwiches when we make them, so if you guys are curious, you'll be able to see that happen. "400 meters of plastic wrap, 350 meters of plastic wrap. It is what it is, and it takes what it takes." You could also use one of those, there's like plastic cylinder molds that kind of have a lid on top. I don't have one of those, but that's commonly used if you're a pro, if you got it. Woo! Baby Panda's back. What's up? Oh man, open-faced sandwiches sounds good. I haven't had like a turkey sandwich with like gravy on top in a long time. That's a nice thing. I enjoy that so much. Where did you learn how to make this? Oh, it's pretty common fine dining technique. I've done it a lot. Definitely at Danielle. Actually, probably Danielle was the first place I did it. I used to work at a place called Rats in New Jersey that was upscale, nice spot. I don't remember doing it there, but I know I did it at Danielle because that's how we did crab cakes. We formed much smaller little logs, and then you would freeze them and slice them, and then you have a cylinder, and that's a very common technique to make a crab cake or a croquette or any sort of canapé or appetizer. You're trying to make small little cylinders of big amounts. Very good technique. And it's definitely easier smaller. Like that's a big log. That's a big one. That might be the biggest log I've ever rolled, honestly. Usually the small ones, they're fast and they're pretty simple. It looks more like bologna. It is. It's kind of like a chicken bologna. That's the idea. Did I hear Tang? No, you didn't hear Tang. I haven't seen Tang in a week. Usually I see him quite often, but I haven't seen him in a week. We have so much content. Right? When we were doing so many lives every single week, there's so many videos we're behind on. So I'm trying to get Tang, get caught up on all the old videos that we made. I don't like being so far behind on videos, so I want to get him caught up and before we get back and start working together, until we start filming together again. Are you making chat? It's kind of a chat. We could call, yeah, I guess it is a chat. It's a Vietnamese chicken sausage. I guess you could say that, absolutely. Any ideas on meals to make with pork tenderloin? I got some the other day, but not sure what to do with it yet. I love pork tenderloin. Pork tenderloin is top tier, but very similar to a chicken breast. So you got to be careful with not overcooking it. And same thing with chicken breast. It's always a good idea to brine it. If you can brine it, it's always a good idea. And that's always like, just take some water. What did they do? I think a gallon of water, half a cup of salt, and half a cup of sugar. Or I think that's the basic ratio. I tend to think in grams. So to me, it's 2% salt. So if it's 1,000 grams of water, it's going to be 20 grams of salt and 20 grams of sugar. Equal parts salt and sugar, and then you can spice it up in any way you want. From there, the tenderloin, the same as chicken breast, sear it. Just don't overcook it. That's the big thing. Tenderloin and cabbage is always great. Tenderloin and pork, potatoes always great. But I love pork tenderloin. I think it's great. There was no Food Network when I was a kid. I watched Yan Ken cook. Oh, nice. And I was funny too because I was kind of going through this little deep dive on the old school stuff the other day. And I was talking to my wife about how good Yan Can cook is or Martin Yan is. And apparently even her, growing up in the Vietnamese countryside, they watched Martin Yan nonstop. That was always on the TV. And it was in English and then overdubbed in Vietnamese on top of it. And that's what she grew up watching too. So that's cool that Martin Yan had that big, that broad of a range to the world. So I love him, man. He's awesome. I did like Giada, and I was watching Myra Batali yesterday too. Pretty good, man. A lot of these chefs have YouTube shows now, not just reruns. I like the old stuff better. I'll be honest. I like the older stuff better. I mean, if you have new stuff that you like that they're making, let me know. I'll check it out. But there was something about the old school that was I don't know, it was a little bit more, there was something about it. There was some magic to it. And there's something about the format of like dish, commercial break, dish, commercial break, dish. It was straightforward. Everyone followed the same format. You saw a lot in 30 minutes. I thought that was really cool. Alton Brown was the GOAT for sure. And then I was watching Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray was great too, but it's not the vibe I want to have. It's a much more chill vibe. When I see Yan Can cook, he's pumping. He's pumping. And Rachel Ray was like, she would walk to the fridge and grab her cutting board and everything. So, you know, the 30-minute meals was her vibe, and the show concept worked well for her. It's not what I want to replicate or what I want to be inspired by exactly. Pre-Food Network, great chef series on BBC, or PBS rather. Julia Child, Jacques Pepin shows, and British cooking shows. Keith Floyd shows were great. I agree. That was kind of my early era when I was 8 or 9 years old. That's what I was watching all the time. And what I was watching Two Fat Ladies the other day. That was really great too. Great Chefs was a top one. I remember Great Chefs watching that on my my family's first computer. We had a DVD or a CD. I guess it was a CD. 4 DVDs. I guess it was a CD of Great Chef episodes. Gage, what's up, dude? All right, let's get started with this next thing. What age were you when you felt the calling to be a chef? Or was it a happy accident you found the passion? Immediately. I always wanted to be a chef. I don't know why. It was just there all the time. I was cooking probably at 6 or 7 years old. I was practicing. I would go to elementary school, and then I would come home and practice knife cuts. It was something I was always obsessed with. And I so often in my life tried to leave it. I tried to run. I tried to get away from it because it's a hard life to live. It's not a great job, especially in those days. And but I kept coming back. I always liked food. I always liked eating. Ngop, my sister's a big fan of you. All right, well, thank you, Ngop. Hopefully you're a big fan. Or hopefully we'll get you there one day. I love watching Emerald with my dad. Bam! Also, Food Network Challenge, whenever they did like the giant sugar sculptures, secretly waiting for one to fall or break, yeah. Oh yeah, I was thinking of like, there's like all the new bakery ones I'm not into, like Will It Cake or Is It Cake, all that crap. But I forgot they used to have the old school sugar competitions. And it was like real pro chefs doing the sugar. I forgot about that stuff. That was good too. Yeah, and I saw Emerald live. I didn't see Emerald live, the live show, but I saw Emerald in real life filming a show in Philadelphia with my mom when I was probably 13 or 14. That was a big moment. I remember that. That was a big deal for me. Elwood, thank you, BT Murphy. Yes, Elwood is Adam Diltz's restaurant in Philadelphia. Elwood, thank you so much for that. Adam Diltz, awesome guy. I love somebody who's super passionate about people and about cuisine. And he's bringing something unique to the table that no one else is doing, making this Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine. So if you like food history, if you're into that, I think Elwood is probably a must try to understand old school American cuisine and how it came up in the Philadelphia region. Very cool, Elwood. Okay, let's do this chicken thing. I got a bowl. So I have this basic chicken sausage. Now, for the chicken ham or the cold cut that I made, I don't want that to be too fatty. I want that to be, because it's going to be eaten cold and sliced, right? But this one I'm going to make it as a breakfast sort of sausage on a bun. So I'm okay I can flavor this one a little bit more aggressive. I can add a little bit more fatty notes to it. So I have some ideas. I have some pork fat over here. Somewhere. There it is. All right. I have some like little bits of pork fat that I rendered out to make my lard, or my cooking medium, my lard here. And I want to, these are just kind of crumbled up. I'm just going to put a few in there. And we'll get some extra juiciness going on in our sausage. So these are already small diced. They've been cooked for probably an hour and a half in the oven already, so they're cooked out. But this will just give us little pockets of some juiciness and keep our sausage moist. I don't need too much, but I think some is going to be really nice as you're eating it. I just bought some rosemary yesterday. We can do a little rosemary. I don't mind rosemary. Again, I don't want to do too much on the rosemary. You completely opened my eyes to cooking and Vietnamese food forever. Indebted to you. Dude, that's a cool thing. Or Morgan, I'm sorry, whatever your gender may be. That's great, thank you so much. I like to hear that. I hope, I would like to do that more for other people if that's possible, and not just Viet food, just cooking in general. I think we need to cook more. And I think we need to be more open to cooking as a creative act and something that's very human. Food and cooking is a wonderful thing for humans and very unique to us. And if I can promote that for people, that's fantastic. And if I can help grow Vietnamese food or grow the appreciation and knowledge of Vietnamese food, that's cool too, because I like it. I think it's good. Kind of special. Okay, rosemary's being cut, but Morgan, I appreciate that, thank you. I just watched one of your vids after a couple months, and here you are on the live show. Absolutely. Chad, do you think you have a conflict in identity being born in the U.S. and having lived in Vietnam for so long? No, I don't think I have a conflict of identity, but I think I have a possibility to be pigeonholed into one thing. So that I don't particularly, that's a little bit concerning to me. But for my personal identity, no, I have no conflict. I don't feel anything like that. Okay, so rosemary, just gonna cut up small. I guess if my other option to do too, if I didn't, oh, I forgot I have so many apples. Oh, I gotta make applesauce another day. If I wasn't gonna add the pork fat in here, if I wanted to keep it lean and light, the other idea would be to add apples or some sort of fruit element, something that adds some moisture to it, because chicken does have the potential to dry out in the way that I'm gonna cook it when I'm gonna sear it. So adding some sort of moisture is a good idea. That could be fruit of any kind, really. Could be mango too. Chicken and mango is good. Chicken and pear is good. Or it could even be like breadcrumbs soaked in heavy cream, or breadcrumbs soaked in some sort of liquid of any kind, really. Would also work. All right. I'm debating about adding some dried sage to this. I don't think so. I think a little rosemary is going to do the trick and be nice. And I don't want to go too crazy on this because it is kind of a breakfast sausage for me. We're going to do eggs. We're going to do cheese. So I don't need to go too crazy on the flavor. Maybe just a little bit more black pepper is good. I love Alton Brown's YouTube stuff. I've seen him coming back, so that's really exciting. I think Alton is pretty fantastic. And I think Good Eats really, I mean, for me, Good Eats really demystified a lot of different techniques and was very helpful in understanding food and getting more comfortable about what to do with it. All right, so we're gonna go garlic into the chicken sausage and rosemary. In. Okay, let's get some more pepper here. I wanna go heavy pepper. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I can move that. You want to go up? Or maybe go really low. Is that okay down there? Let's try that down there. The way that you think about combining flavors is super dope. I appreciate that too. I think that's a lot of Alenia. When I worked at Alenia really gives you an open mind about food. And you start thinking about food more as building, or ingredients more as building blocks than particular recipes. It's kind of like, what category does this ingredient fall into? Is it a sweet? Is it a fat? Is it a salt? Is it a texture? And then from there, you can use it as a building block. Like, oh, I have a dish, I need a texture. Oh, let me pull from my texture ingredients and figure out which one can be appropriate in there. Or can I sub this texture for that texture? It's cool. Cool Dino's just joining in. We're making a chicken sausage, which we got cooking already, and we're using our remaining chicken sausage to make a cool Monte Cristo sandwich. Because I'm getting hungry. You can see I'm putting even more pepper in here. Good amount of pepper. Okay. Let's get the glove on. Let's get it working. And we'll get in here and we'll just start squeezing. I'm going to try to be a little bit aggressive. I want to try to have the, if I can crumble that pork fat at all, I will. If I thought about it a little bit more, I probably would have left this remaining chicken sausage in the mixer with the blade and blended the pork fat into it a little bit, but it'll be okay. This will just be a little bigger clumps. Hey chef, when doing your private dinner experience, what can we expect when we walk in? Me. It'll be me. It'll be very, very intimate. It's me and my wife are the team here. And ideally, I would love for you to tell me if there's any dishes that you had that you'd want to, or any dishes that you saw me make that you'd want to try. So I would love to bring back dishes you've seen on stream or in the videos that you're curious about, because that'll help me determine the menu of what to make. And you know, really, it's such an intimate, personal experience. We're really doing 10 people maximum. So it's for you, you know, and I want to make this as intimate and as personal as possible. So even if you had a playlist, I'm okay with that. Like we can play a playlist that you're particular to, or, you know, maybe you got a special event with somebody and you have some songs that will trigger some emotions. I'm happy to bring that up. And also we're gonna have a little cocktail section too. So any drinks that you like, please let us know that too, so we can make sure we're paired and we have your favorites, whatever they may be. But it definitely should be pretty cool. Or it definitely is cool, rather. It's not a typical restaurant experience in any way. Okay, see, these little clumps of fat are really easy to break up, actually. If I just squeeze them, they just pop. Cool. Oh, these look good. All right, I'm going to need the black gloves. These gloves suck for actually forming stuff. But I'm going to form these into little sausage patties. I usually just use the cheapo gloves when I'm just trying to mix because they're so easy to take on and off and they're cheap. But if I really need to work, I need to put on the big boys. The real ones. I love your use of pepper. From a child, my mom taught me there is almost never such thing as too much pepper, except for ice cream. Actually, I think pepper on ice cream is good too. I like pepper, and sometimes I like to think of it as a chili. Like how spicy can I make this? Can I make this spicy enough with pepper to give me that heat level of a chili? I think that's quite exciting. And I think you may see me, this happened after Alenia, where most restaurants, everything is salt and pepper. But with Alenia, it was really about, do I want to use pepper? Is pepper the correct choice in this time? And when I want to use pepper, I highlight it. I want to see it. But it doesn't necessarily go on everything all the time for me. I watched an Alenia review and they took all the guests into the kitchen, and while they did that, they completely changed the dining room. It's unbelievable what they're doing now. What they have done to their dining experience is absolutely insane. And yes, that is true. It's crazy. Chad, did you guys turn the mic volume down a few notches? I didn't. Can I? But I can. Let me know if that's better for you. Guys, yeah, anything going on the stream and your issues, always let me know. I'll try to fix it if I can. Chad, I'd like to see more of the kids do a takeover kitchen once a week. The problem is that TikTok shuts it off. And even me, I thought about when I wanted to do, I'm really trying to figure out this, to me, this is all still an experiment. I'm just figuring out what can I do in this space? What do I want to do in this space? What do I like doing? And I wanted to do a kids cooking show. I thought that would be fun. But every time my kids are on camera, TikTok shuts down. So that's a problem. That's not cool. So if there's anything, it would never, if I did a show with my kids, it would just never be live. It would just be pre-recorded. And maybe that's what's going to happen. I still think that would be a positive thing. If I can get kids interested in food and cooking in an early stage of their life, that's a great thing, right? So that's a positive thing. So we may get to that point, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Unless someone at TikTok cannot block my stream every time my kids are on camera for a few seconds. I like any show that has Chef Rang in it. I can agree with that 1,000,000%. I need to get to Chef Rang again. I'm trying to invite him out here. I got to. Do you think in grams when you're living in the States, or has that changed living in Vietnam? I thought of grams in the States. In the States. Once at the nicer end kitchens, especially once you start working with hydrocolloids or like xanthan gum and all the molecular gastronomy stuff, you need to use grams. You have to be in grams. And so that was a little bit of a weird transition at first, but once you do it, or it's not even like it's hard. You just have a scale. And then once you do it a few times, it's awesome. All you do is just put a scale down. You put a thing on top and you just keep hitting tare the whole time, and everything's documented down to the gram. It's so easy. It's very nice. And then also too, when you're probably portioning meat, typically we would portion meat in the gram just to make it more accurate. It's easier to think about a 200-gram portion of steak when you're trying to cut than it is to try to think about ounces. At least in my opinion, yeah. Any substitute for pate in banh mi? I'm not a fan. Absolutely. Any sort of creaminess. The most obvious being mayonnaise or some sort of ba. You know, Vietnam's going to call it ba, but it's just mayonnaise. But some sort of mayo. Oh, by the way, the sandwiches we're making today are like little tiny sliders, so my sausage is going to be a little sausage patty. Small little guy. Okay, I'm going to get my hands dirty, so I'm not going to highlight your comments, but I'm still going to read them. Or we're going to shape these little beautiful buggers. Hannibal, is TikTok worth the hassle? I think so. Yes, I think so, unfortunately. I mean, TikTok was my first platform I really got excited about. And it is a good platform for discovery. So I don't want to ignore it yet. Okay, these are nice little sausages. Laura Wallflower, maybe cooking with your wife. Yeah, I could cook with my wife. That's true. That's no problem. But more so for me, I think like that's a one-off show and that's no problem. I've been just trying to lock down what is the consistent show that I'm making every single week that I'm happy to make and I'm excited to make. And the wife will come on every once in a while. We can do a live. That's no big deal. But I've just kind of been searching and contemplating what's that show going to be. Oh, I like to see. These are getting really shiny with that pork fat in there. It looks really nice. Linny, do you have any plans for cooking videos, fried rice, Vietnam style? Uncle Roger might have eyes. That's true, Uncle Roger might have eyes now. Although I'm sure there's 10,000 fried rice videos going up every day, maybe more. But yeah, honestly, I don't think Vietnam has a real fried rice style that's super unique to them. What do you think? Is that an incorrect statement? No, I don't think so. So it's pretty similar to a Chinese style fried rice. Okay. This looks good. I have high hopes for this. High hopes. I started integrating fish sauce into my cooking with your advice. So good. Alex, great news. Fish sauce is top tier. It is incredibly useful, incredibly valuable in pretty much every single cuisine, regardless of what you're making. It's just, I do think of it just as another salt. That's sort of that using ingredients as a building block. Fish sauce to me is not necessarily fish sauce. Maybe in Vietnamese context it is, but in just cooking in general, to me it's just a salt. It's a liquid salt. And it's a salt that adds funkiness and heaviness. So it's a way to implement deeper flavors immediately when you're seasoning. So I do love it. this looks quite good. We would just make 7 or 8 of these things, call it a day. I'll use the rest later. You haven't written down recipes in a while. I know you mentioned having someone remind you to. Thank you so much. I actually wrote this down. So I did write this recipe down. I have my little tablet over there, and I will be doing that. So all recipes will be written down, and we'll get them updated, and we can start to have a little membership benefit. If you guys want to be a member of any of the channels, then I'll give you all the recipes that we're working on. And especially the old school cooking show I want to bring back, where we're cooking 3 recipes in about an hour. That'll be a big show, and that'll be something where I'm planned out the whole week, working for that one thing. Okay, let's call it a day on these. Looking super nice. Okay. All right, and then I have little tiny sourdough buns I made the other day. What did we make with these the other day? Oh, the burger. That was good. The La Lotte burger. So these have been cut in half. And this is a sourdough that has a little bit of coconut milk inside of it. It should be good. So we'll go ahead and just finish cutting the rest of these. And we're going to go ahead and make like a Monte Cristo style. If you don't know what Monte Cristo sandwich is, it's a classic diner sandwich or a breakfast sandwich where they take white bread, dip it into a French toast batter, so egg and milk, fry it like French toast, and then you build a sandwich with ham and cheese. And so the cheese gets melted, so it's really good. So we're going to replace the ham with the chicken sausage, and then we're going to replace the cheese with cheese. All right, let me get my big pan. I'm gonna go ahead and check on that chicken sausage in here. And it's definitely changing color, but it still needs time. I'm gonna make, before we go off stream, I'll definitely show you a close-up of that so you can see it. And let's go ahead and make our batter for this French toast. We'll get a bowl. We'll get some eggs. I got a little combination of chicken eggs and a quail egg. I got 1 chicken egg. We don't need a lot, so this is no big deal. What are your thoughts on Travis Travels Vietnam? I can't tell if I like him or not. Vibes seem weird at times. Travis? I don't know who that is. Is that the guy from Da Nang? Yeah, I don't know who that is. It might be, if it's the guy from Da Nang, I think he's fine. I think he's doing content that's hitting for some people. I think it's working. Travis Travels Vietnam. All right, so we'll do a couple quail eggs in here too. Just give me a little bit more egg. If you never use quail eggs. Hold on, TikTok's turned off. I did it, I'm alive, I'm alive. If you never use quail eggs, it's the same as a chicken egg. It ain't no different. Maybe the yolk's a little bit creamier if you're eating them boiled. And usually it's about 3 quail eggs equals 1 chicken egg. And this is the best way to open it. Like, don't try to crack it, it's so annoying. Just get a little knife with a point, push through, and you're good to go. I just watched a Mike Chen video with a shrimp head soup. I don't know what shrimp heads taste like as an American, but they keep saying umami. How can you describe the flavor? Super shrimpy, like a deep, intense shrimpiness. It's oceanic. That's the best way I can describe it. If you've ever had sea urchin, it's similar in that sort of oceanic flavor. but it's more shrimpy than that, so that part's good. It's quite amazing. And even it's not the shrimp, like sucking the shrimp head, to me is okay, depends on the shrimp where I like that. But using the head or the shells just to make a soup, incredible. That's such an underrated technique. Shrimp shells make an excellent, excellent broth. I'll just use all the quail eggs, why not? What I'm gonna do, leave 2 quail eggs in here? That seems silly. Chad would never be able to get a word in with Mike Chen. I think I gotta look up Mike Chen. Who's Mike Chen? Is that the Food Ranger or Food Ninja or something? Okay, let's mix this up. I got some milk I'm gonna add as well. I'm gonna go a little heavy on the milk because I do wanna have, this bread is not like incredibly soft white bread. It is kind of a chewier sourdough vibe. So I wanna add some decent amount of milk to kind of, not sog it up, but soften it up as I fry it. We'll do a little salt. What comments are you reading? Can't find them. I'm getting comments from YouTube, from Twitch, and from Kick and TikTok as well. And I'm highlighting them on screen. So anyone who's watching on horizontal can see the comments. Unfortunately, on TikTok right now, you cannot see those comments being highlighted. I probably will be able to get all the comments on screen soon, but TikTok's a little hard to work with. Would have been cool if Chad had hooked up with Mike Chen. Oh, Strictly Dumpling. Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. When he was in Vietnam. Oh, yeah, I'm down for it. Happy early Father's Day. Is it Father's Day? Barbecuing with Father's Day, 4th of July, too much barbecue. Heard that. It's hard to know what all the holidays when you're on the other side of the world. It gets confusing and hard to keep up. All right, so I put a little bit of salt in here. I think that's all we're gonna need. No, I don't want to add anything else. I think that's it. Okay. That looks good. All right, so this is gonna be pretty simple. Simple little breakfast sandwich. Just gonna be for us, for the kids to eat today. Before we get this started, let me just pull that sausage out so you can see it and get a vibe for what it looks like at this stage of the game. Okay, so the steamer's out. And you can see, we got the big old loaf here. Can I pick this up? Especially for you TikTokers to see. Let's try to slide that. That's raw chicken. I can do it on this. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Strong fingers. Hiya. Okay. So there we go. It's white. It's pretty firm. We can see the juice is kind of coming out, but it looks like it's holding its shape. That part seems good. I can see the liquid. And I know that any liquid that's inside of this right now is the chicken juice. So that's good. There's no actual water getting in this. So this should be fully seasoned. And I would say it's pretty close. I still feel a little bit rawness on the center, but it's close. Maybe another 15 minutes and we're gonna be good to go on this. But this is gonna be one thing where I wanna cool this down completely before I slice it. I wanna let the moisture reabsorb, hold in there. And my whole goal is for this thing to be a solid hunk, right? I spent a lot of time wrapping it nice and tight. So I don't wanna be impatient and cut it early. So we're gonna let this cool down. I'm just trying to think. Can I do a stream tonight? If I don't stream it tonight, I'll definitely record it tonight so you guys can see the slicing. Or I doubt we're probably going to go through all this, so at least on Monday too, I can show you it again. Okay, back in the steamer. All right, so let's get our board clean. I got a big old pan here. Okay. I like your content because I can tell you like the Vietnamese culture and it's not just for content. You love the food speaks to me. Yes, that's very, very true. Yeah. I mean, in the same way too, just always honest. There's things that's great about Vietnamese culture, there's things that suck. There's things that's great about American culture, there's things that sucks. Every place is good and bad. But I do like Vietnam. It's pretty great to live here, and I love the food's pretty fantastic. Chad, one of my best friends deep fried some humongous shrimp head and tails split in 2 pieces, and it was fire. Shrimp, I don't necessarily love sucking on a shrimp head. Depends on the kind of shrimp. Some shrimp are really good. But fried shrimp heads and fried shrimp shells, so good. I love shrimp shells. I eat it all the time. Use Caster Labs and or Botrix as a browser source for a multi-chat. I think Caster Labs or Botrix, any of those things, I have to give complete, I have to give access to the channel, and I don't feel comfortable giving access to the channel. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know why everyone's so easy to just like give these third-party platforms complete control of their YouTube channel, their Twitch channel. I spend too much time building this up for to give access to a third party that gets hacked and I lose a channel. I'm not doing it. Posting ingredients ahead before the show so we can cook with you would be a fun idea. Plus, you could put one on live and split screen that cooked with you at the end. That's a cool idea too. I definitely thought about the laying out the ingredients beforehand, for sure. And when we get into the Sunday show that I want to start doing, definitely it's going to happen. And it would be fun to go split screen. The problem is you wouldn't be able to keep up with me. And because the show we're going to do there, we're going to do 3 dishes in an hour, or 2 dishes in an hour. You won't be able to keep up. And a lot of times I'm going to have something like ready to go. Like, oh, here's a chicken sausage, and then I would have another chicken sausage made already. So that would be a challenge. This sort of thing where we cook along would have to be a different show, and that's still a possibility. Timing is hard, though. Finding the right time for everyone to, where you're ready to eat, we're like, you know, the timing of trying to do this globally is difficult. And I'm finding that trying to start at 8 a.m. or starting at 8 a.m., doing a super early thing, I feel like my energy's not there. And then I feel like I have to fake it. And I don't like that either. Where's my wet towel? All right, let me wipe out this stove. I see that comment about putting cinnamon in the egg batter. I think that would be the typical thing for a French toast. I'm just not going to do it for this one. This is pretty straightforward with the flavor. I don't know if cinnamon's going to be really necessary, or appropriate, rather. Okay, so let's get this hot. And we'll get this going. Now I could do this, I could cook this in butter, or I could cook this in chicken fat. I do have chicken fat. Chicken fat may be a good strategy. Let's do that. How could it be bad? And cheese-wise, I could go mozzarella, or I could go like single slices American. I'm going single slices American. I'll see if the kids want mozzarella, but I'm doing the slices. Can you make the highlighted comments smaller? Yes. Just let me know if it's able to read that, if it works for you guys. How do you usually make your chimichurri? I don't make chimichurri very often. It's not something. It's not a common sauce for me to make. But if I was gonna make it, I'd probably not do it traditional in any way. Right now, cilantro, Thai basil, garlic, raw garlic, olive oil sounds good to me right now. That would probably be the method. Some chili, green chili I'd put in there too. But it's very rare I have a way to do it. I'm gonna stick to one way. All right, let's get some chicken fat in the pan. Not working, huh? Okay, fine. Okay, let's start doing some of these. I think I'm gonna need more chicken fat. No, I'm gonna add a little bit at a time. I don't want to do too much. Oh, that size is perfect. Okay, great to see. All right, so these chicken sausages, we're gonna start frying these. Let me see if I can give you a stove shot. My overhead camera's not working on the stove right now. Just to give you a little vibe of what's going on. I don't want this to be too hot. But we'll get the sausages started first. Okay. And then we'll come back and we'll take our little buns and just start letting them soak in here. This, as I said, these rolls are structurally strong. It's not like a white bread. So I'm gonna let these soak in here a while. I want them to absorb liquid. I want them to get fully penetrated by the egg and milk mixture and give them a chance to really absorb it. Okay. All right, I'm excited to eat this. Honestly, I like the old start time. Your streams used to be 3 hours, now they're like 2, so that would be a midnight Eastern time. I don't think there's any way to win on the start time, because it's always good for somebody and bad for somebody else, so that part's hard. But I know if I want to do a show where I have I could show you start to finish something and quick, keep it moving, it's got to be later in the day, because I got to prep all morning for that stream at nighttime. And when is that BT? BT, you're talking about starting the stream at 10 a.m., right? So that's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So you can see I'm just kind of poking these, making sure that these are fully submerged, trying to give them time. Yeah, I can even poke them a little bit with chopsticks and just try to get some air holes into it. Because I really have no fear of these breaking down or melting or anything like that. Did you die on me? Uh-oh. Okay. Let's try to give these little guys a flip. No, not that one. Stove, bro. And so I do have concerns about the chicken getting overcooked, right? We are dealing with chicken breast. So I don't want to cook them too hard. And I want to be aware of the browning. Okay, that seems good. Go wide. And let's move this around a little bit and we'll drop our rolls. A little bit more here. I lost my tracking on this camera. Oh no, we're back. There you go. Come this way. All right, so let's drop a few of these. Oops. Okay. Next round. More. I think it's gonna be cute. Cute little slider things. That's gonna be cool. Old time was good for us PS time, PST watchers. Yes, I feel that one too. This time is perfect tonight. There you go. Would you rather have a dull knife or a burner that doesn't get hot enough? That's a hard question, Elizabeth. I think I'd rather have a dull knife. That would suck. That's a hard question. It really depends on what I was cooking in that moment, but I think I would prefer the dull knife, and I would just do bad knife cuts, and I wouldn't cut stuff small, and I could work with that. As long as I have complete control over the heat, I think I could deal with that better than a burner that didn't get hot. Wow, pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna throw some cheese on these little patty things. Or I can even bring I'll bring the pan up here so you can see it, since my other camera's not working right now. We will go over here. Okay. So we'll give the breads a little flip. Now we're going to go back on there. I'm going to give the bread a little bit more time before we finish those sausages out. I want to get the bread cooked on both sides. Cooked all the way through. Brother, I haven't seen your channel in a minute. Glad to see you again. Thank you. 44441. Did you go to a party with Tartan Army, or were you too... Oh, sorry, Laura. That's not for me. Chicken schmaltz is the best. I agree. Chicken schmaltz is probably the best cooking fat there is. It is top tier cooking medium. Just hard to get. I do feel fantastic though. I found a place close by that sells chicken fat, and this container cost me $2. So I think I have an unlimited amount of chicken fat, which is pretty darn exciting for me. And we'll put more in. Why not? Okay. All right, let's flip these guys and get some cheese on them as well. Ooh, look at that color. Nice little color there. All right, we'll flip these back on their other side and give them more time. And then I'm going to throw in just a little slice of our single. What is schmaltz? Schmaltz is just chicken fat. Okay, back on the stove, get these fried up, get that cheese melted, and we got ourselves a little tiny slider. And while that's finishing up, let me check that chicken sausage again. Our big boy, see if we're there. So this has been steaming again this whole time. It feels pretty good. I'm surprised how fast it's cooked. It feels pretty nice to me. It's firm. I guess we can do it. Let's check it. So we'll go probe right in the center. Nope, we're still under. That's close, but probably like 150, so we probably need another 15 minutes around there. We'll get this back in, keep this steaming. I'm sure it'll be ready after we're done breakfast. I think we can go ahead and build our little sandwiches. Paper. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to start bringing out the bread and just dab out the extra fat on here. And we can keep cooking our new round of big boys. Did you watch the World Cup? No, I didn't watch any of it. Not for me. The only thing I've watched is foreigners eating American food. Foreigners eating at American restaurants is pretty entertaining. British people going to Chili's is a pretty good TikTok niche right now. I enjoy that. Chef, do you know China Mac? And if you do, what do you think about his Vietnam contents? I do know China Mac. I don't know him personally, but I saw China Mac. What do I think of his Vietnamese content? I think he's reality TV. I think he did a really good job of building the channel. I think he did a really good job of creating drama and keeping the drama going, because people were glued on it, you know, and even me, I'm looking at it and I'm intrigued. What's gonna happen next? You know, what's that girl gonna do? Is he gonna date this girl or that girl? So I think he did a good job there. And, you know, I think you got to give respect to China Mac for punching that guy. If you don't know, there was some asshole, like, hitting on Vietnamese girls. Not hitting on, but physically punching Vietnamese girls on the street on Boi Vien. And all of a sudden, China Mac comes out of nowhere and just slugs him. That was awesome. So you got to have, even if you don't like China Mac, you got to give him respect for that. And that was... that was real too. That got caught on a CTV. That was not some orchestrated thing. That was a real thing. And then his work he's done in Cambodia is pretty great. Last time I saw him, he was in Korea. I don't know if he's still there or not. He was kind of trying to figure out his way. Apparently, roulette, sticky rice wine, and bánh trò are the dishes for the holiday today. Bánh trò. I don't know what bánh trò is. Roulette. I know what roulette is. That's it's like a sticky rice wine. Bánh trò I never heard of. These are going to be good. I think so. Anyway, I watched a video of a Scottish guy trying clam chowder, and they absolutely loved it. Yes. Yes. I've watched the people going to... Who was it? And then it was like this British couple. Not British couple. Two girlfriends and their daughter. I think they were at Chili's or TGI Fridays. They loved it. It's so funny. All right. Bada bing. Our cute little slider, mini slider. What do we call this? A chicken burger Monte Cristo. Let's try it. Is this still going? Oops. I'm just trying to cook the rest of these off. This is our breakfast after all. Okay. Simple, but it's cute. Oh, the rosemary's good. Rosemary coming through. This tastes like an Egg McMuffin. Wow. This tastes like an Egg McMuffin. Like, nearly. This bread dipped into the egg really has, this bread dipped into the egg really has an English muffin vibe, texture to it. The chicken sausage is nice. It's really the exact same texture of a sausage patty at McDonald's. It has the rosemary, it's a little different, but it's subtle. And then the cheap cheese. Really pretty good. Kids are gonna like this. If I see them in the window, I'll call them. I can't believe Chad knows who China Mac is. Yes. I thought it was cool. He crushed it in vlogging, in creating a high drama vlog that people couldn't get enough of. And, you know, it just being like a single guy, it was so easy for him to just keep bringing love interests. And then you get to comment on it. He really... I don't know if it was all intentional at first or if he just figured out, oh, this works. But he seemed highly intelligent about how to bring a reality TV drama to the YouTube. Most of the people thought The Vietnamese drama is real, judging by the comments. Yes, most people think all of social media is real and all content is real. Don't trust anybody. All of it's crap. Every time you see that camera turn on and they're like peeling a potato and they're like, let me tell you what happened. Everything's structured. Everything is fake. When is Fred headed to the USA? Because I'm leaving the country, I think. He is in America right now. He got there probably 5 days ago. He's there. This is good. The bread just needs to soak in the egg longer. Or the other option is I can double dip the bread too. That's another option. Cook it, then re-dip it in the egg again, and then cook it again is another way that I could potentially get more egg into the bread. And really, that's just me trying to get the bread softer. Yeah, the punch was real for sure. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Use Caster Labs. Oh, okay, I heard that. Just need some home fries. Yeah, that's going to be another day. All right, let me just peek through the window and see if the kids are about. They want to try. No, they're upstairs working. I'll bring this up to them. Cheap, single sliced cheese is a pretty good thing. It's definitely its own unique creation that when you want it, it's pretty damn good, and it sure does melt better than anything else. Okay. I'm going to keep cooking these. I'll get these for the kids. We'll bring these to a stream to the end. I'll stay in for 2 more minutes if you guys have any more comments you want to get through or questions, and we'll call it a day. I think China Mac blew up his content from the Japanese town video. Do you remember when he argued with the girls on filming? I do. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. If you're going to a brothely area or a red light district sort of vibe, I think it's pretty damn inappropriate for you to be filming in there if the girls don't want you filming in there. There's a lot of girls there. They're coming from the countryside. They're trying to make money for their family. They're embarrassed and shamed by what they're doing. And it's not cool. I don't think it's cool. I think it's pretty lowbrow to be recording that when people don't want to be recorded. It's one thing when you're in a public area. That is a public area too, but I don't know. There's a different vibe to it. It's not something I would ever do. I don't think it's cool at all. And then we have like, what's the guy's name too? Fat and Broke. And it's like, you're going to say, oh, the camera's not pointing over here. The camera's pointing at me. Camera's pointing at me. Don't worry. Fuck you, dude. Don't do that. You're an asshole. And then I saw he went to one where he went to like Singapore, and he went to a red light district, and then he told the girl he's not filming her, and then he used her as a thumbnail. I think that's such an asshole move. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know why people are in this situation they're doing. I think that's bad and not cool. The automatic camera tracking is quite good. That's the ObsBot. That's the where are you at? You're on YouTube. Yeah, that's the ObsBot Tail 2. It's a good camera. I like it. I think it's doing quite well. Do you think Fred will follow Fookmop example on the weight loss? No, I don't. I think Freddie is going to be aware of his health and continue to be aware and continue to lose some weight. But Fookmop has made a transformation. Fookmop is ripped now. He's kicking ass. Maybe Fred will do that, but I don't see that being as high drive for him right now. He just wants to be healthy for his daughter. He doesn't want to die. So maybe that leads, maybe his life will lead in that direction, but I don't see it right now. Not to get to Fookmop's level. Fookmop kicking ass. He looks fantastic. Same with Chef Gal from Galvia Kitchen. Like, he's kicking ass too, doing a really good job. Okay, I'm pulling these new ones out. Is China Mac still in Korea? Is he liking that? I just saw his earlier stages going to Korea. Same kind of thing too, right? He's in Korea for, was it the first episode or second episode? Oh, new beautiful girl, new love interest to the show. Pretty funny. Oh, rate it? I'm down. I like this thing. It's 8.5. I love it. Super good. Sausage is great. I just want to get the bread more absorbed with the egg. This one feels good. This second batch were sitting in the egg longer than the first batch. So these feel more tender. These are going to be better. You know, this is such a simple thing, but it's tasty. It's nostalgic. The sausage turned out well. The texture of it's nice. The flavor of it's nice. So I'm excited to see that other one all cooled down and sliced up. And I promise you, at the very least, I will, I'll make a story and a little post about that sausage if I don't decide to do it on stream. Did we see Sleigh Rider today? Because I think I have a piece of beef I'm gonna braise, and I am gonna make potatoes au gratin. But if he's not here, don't tell him, it'd be a secret. Your streams seem to be much better and smooth without Tang. What? Oh, you mean like the technical glitches? Yeah, Tang's always sabotaging me, so he's like, you can't do without me, you need me. No, I do, I miss Tang quite a bit. I think Mac is in China now. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess he didn't like Korea. Or maybe it just didn't work for his content. Yeah, actually, I was curious to meet China Mac. His show was entertaining. So I thought he did a good job there. And him getting in that fight, I thought was a pretty cool move. I big respect points on that. We got some asshole foreigners in Vietnam right now. We got an issue. There's some foreigners just causing trouble. Don't come to this country. Don't come to any foreign country and be an asshole foreigner. It's a bad idea. It's so stupid. There we go. China Mac videos are good, but we're caught out with Lucy because she was on his videos years ago. What do you mean caught out? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get the invite old China Mac girls into here. That would be funny. Lucy was a sweetheart, right? Everybody loved Lucy so much. There was like the sweet girl Lucy, and then there was the hot girl who was like the dangerous girl. I forget her name. But yeah, that was fun. He did a good job. Okay, let's bring the stream to an end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. Give us a comment down below, please. Keep the comments rolling. We are doing the word of mouth series, a series where we get suggestions from the locals and we go try it. So if you have suggestions for Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City that you like and you're a local, or at the very least you know a local, you can let me know and we'll try to, we're going around the city, we're going to highlight those restaurants. Anything else? I think that's it for now. Great. See ya. Peace.